Actually, today is day 252, and we kind of extended it from 527 days. We're reaching 600 days.
Right.
More cities and towns are coming on board, wanting us to come through their community.
George, a fellow North American from Canada, is in the studio with me right now. Hi, and welcome to Rome. Thanks for coming by.
Hi, thank you for having me here too.
A British student who was injured when a suicide bomber blew himself up on a bus in Israel has died.
I think everybody felt it was their loss. He was a Scottish boy, and that it didn't matter that he was a Jewish boy. For once there was something, some positive angle, some hope for the future.
He just knew what he wanted to do and what he was going to achieve, and he went for it. I've often visualised Yoni full of the joys of life, running to the bus. Part of me feels that his feet took him to the place where he was going to die.
Five people were killed. Among the dozens injured were two 18-year-old students from Glasgow. One of them, Yoni Jesner, is in a critical condition.
I think we more felt that maybe this was something, you know, a wee positive thing that we could do. It was so shocking for us. The moment we heard, what do you think of the fact that your son's kidney has been donated to a Palestinian girl?
7-year-old Yasmin Abu Ramila slowly recovers in the intensive care ward at a children's hospital in Tel Aviv after being given the precious gift of life. If Yoni's life had not tragically been cut short, he'd planned to return to Israel once he'd qualified as a doctor. His ambition was to help save lives. Ironically, in death, that's exactly what he's done.
Yoni was killed by some Palestinian terrorist, and here was his death meaning life for another Palestinian. I would like the Palestinian family, and not just their family, but the Palestinian people, to see that as a very positive message.
So, now I have a story to tell. It's the story of a terrible loss, but if, in the telling, I can inspire you and fill you with a sense of the goodness, the humanity that was Yoni, if I can inspire you to do more and to care more, then Yoni lives, because doing and caring is what Yoni was all about. In the first book of his experiences, Just One More Dance, he said, if you really want peace, you have to declare war on revenge. Endless suffering is caused by the thirst for retribution. But I have never asked for revenge. All I want is an end to senseless suffering.
It was a really special moment to meet them, especially with myself and Dina. I was crying at that point, and she came forward to hug me, and that really meant a lot to me. And I felt at that moment she really felt my sadness, and I also felt her helplessness, because what could she do? That her greatest happiness was my greatest sadness. The gift pinpoints the human side. It highlights that side that in all this suffering that's going on, it really comes down to ordinary people and their day-to-day lives, and their lives are worth something. I hope it gives the opposite message to everything that terrorism stands for, is that the life is precious and that we value life no matter whose life it is.
It's difficult, if not impossible, to imagine peace between Israelis and Palestinians. But here's a story about people hardened by war and mistrust who, because of a single act of generosity, are forced to look at each other in a different way.
In Jenin, a Palestinian boy was playing with a toy gun outside. Israeli defense forces, which were operating in the area, thought it was a Kalashnikov and shot him. The army's entrance into Jenin today ended up hurting someone innocent. Ahmed Khatib was critically wounded by an Israeli bullet and transferred to Rambam Hospital here in Israel.
Good evening. A Palestinian boy dies in Rambam Hospital, and his parents decide to donate his organs. 6 Israelis will receive the heart, kidneys, lungs, and liver of little Ahmed.
Beginning a year after his son's death, Ismail Khatib took several journeys to Israel to visit the families who'd received Ahmed's organs. Their first visit was to the Druze girl who received Ahmed's heart, Samah Gadban. They also visited the Bedouin boy who had one of Ahmed's kidneys, Mohammed Kabwa. Eventually, Khatib and Habouab drove to Jerusalem, where they met the Orthodox Jewish girl who received Ahmed's other kidney, Menua Rivka Levinson.
We want to live in peace. We need to live in peace. Each one to help each other, to talk to each other.
شوف أحمد في كل طفل من هاي الأطفال. أنا امبارح أنا بصراحة يعني حسيت إنه أحمد.
As you know, we get tons of letters and emails and videos every single day, and when I saw this next video that came in, I knew I wanted to meet this young woman. Let's watch her.
My name is Elaine Campbell. I'm a huge fan, and I'm 20 years old. I'm currently living in Toronto, and I'm waiting for a call from the transplant team for a double lung transplant. Like, I love dancing like you do, and without getting a lung transplant, I won't be able to do it again.
So that is Aileen. She can't travel right now, and I thought we would surprise her via Skype. She thinks that she's waiting to Skype with a producer. She can't see me, and that is her waiting. And so let's surprise her and show her who she's going to Skype with right now. Hi! Surprise! Hi, Aileen! Hi, Aileen. You thought you were going to talk to somebody else, huh?
Hello. Hello.
Hi. I was so moved by your video that you sent. I wanted to meet you, and I know you can't travel right now. So I know this is kind of a shock, and now I'm going to ask you to just talk normally. But
Mom, can you turn up my oxygen? Okay.
Yeah, please turn up her oxygen right now. All right. So listen, you're an amazing, amazing young woman. You're 20 years old, and you're doing something that I think is really important. And that was fast. That was a really fast. And now you are waiting for, as you said, a double lung transplant. And I think what's amazing about this video, I get a lot of people that want to meet me or want me to do something, but you actually are sending this out not to help yourself, because you're on a list and it's going to happen when it's going to happen, but you want to help others. And you asked me to help you get the message across. So I want to help you do that. By the way, I am an organ donor, and I have been an organ donor for a long, long time. I believe in that. So I want to meet you in person. So I can't wait for you to have your transplant. And as soon as you do, you and your mom, we're going to fly you and your mom out here for a show. And I'd love to hang out with you backstage. And we're going to dance together. We are going to dance together, you and me, okay?
Hi, Mom. Mama, come in here. Can I bring her in?
All right, yeah.
Quickly.
Hi, Mom.
She's my support.
Yeah.
Hi, look.
Listen.
Wow. We will dance.
Yes, we will. Because this kind of thing is not just hard on you, Ellen, but I'm sure your mom, your whole family, and this is a difficult thing for all of you to go through. And I want you to know that now you have a lot of people that are pulling for you and thinking about you and sending you a lot of love. And like I said, I can't wait to meet you in person, okay?
Okay, thank you so much.
All right. Thanks for sending that video to me. I really appreciate it. You're an amazing, amazing young woman.
Oh, thank you.
All right.
And you as well.
Is walking across the country promoting organ donor awareness.
That's the message Christopher Knowles is taking across Canada.
I was born with a disease called biliary atresia.
A Sarnia teenager who desperately needs a liver transplant has set out on a Trans-Canada trek to promote organ donation.
Christopher Knowles is walking for his life.
13-year-old Christopher Knowles, and behind him, students from King George Public School. He's doing it because over 4,000 people in Canada are on waiting lists for organs, including himself. But what Chris can do is talk to others like this group and tell them how donating organs saves lives. These grade 7 and 8 students are listening.
I think that it's really cool that he's doing something, and it's not for himself. He needs a liver transplant, so he knows how it feels for other people who feel that way.
The western leg of Christopher's journey ends up in Victoria, BC in late summer. The eastern leg starts out in St. John's, Newfoundland in late July. Christopher returns home for Christmas.